Good evening, and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the thing show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. This next hour or so, we're going to be presenting ideas and facts to let you know that that happened. We're that long lost person in your genealogy, the one that disappears, the ones everybody is like, whatever happened to such and such? Because, like most of you, you're trying to find out more about yourself. You normally go to your parents, uncles, aunts, grandmothers, grandfathers, great grandmothers, great grandfathers, and you just want to know more. Here, we provide you with that. Just don't think in the possibilities that they give you. Make your own possibilities. We have to do that. Nobody is not going to do that for us. We have to do that. And when we're looking in our families, remember, families are vast. You got some grandmothers that got 13, 14 kids, times how many kids that they had. What's that number? It's always a big number. So somebody might get lost in the sauce. Somebody may be trying to get out of the sauce. Some people never want to be found, and we know why that is. But since you come through that many people, there's somebody amongst you that have similarities to you. You may have worked with them when you were a child. Moon Faye, Weldon Wilson, thank you for joining me tonight. And you won't hear any Happy New Year's here because we all know that the new year starts the first day of spring. You remember your mama used to pull your ass out of that bed saying spring cleaning time. See, that's one of the reasons we're off kilter because we're not even connected with the seasons. We don't even connect ourselves to nature at all. And so you see, when you see all these people talking, if a person's talking and they not saying shit in the first 5 minutes, bounce, because ain't nothing coming. What we call time is not the same thing. So we have to use it in a different way. Our ancestors, grandmothers, grandfathers, they didn't age themselves by years, did they? No. But that isn't that how we do? Isn't that how we cut down on our life expectancy? Yeah, because as an organic people, you don't set your own standards. You always get your standards from somebody else, don't you? Yeah. So this is what you have in an African American. And I'm going to show you when they're cloning the African American from the people that they call black, you'll see that there's different characteristics that are going to be missing. But you'll see the same characteristics going from black from colored or negro to black. You'll see there'll be some minor changes in the overall attitude of the negro. He's changing, he's being modified. He's not being called negro anymore, he's being called black. So some things have to be added to make them behave in a certain way. Yeah, this is how you clone a negro. He doesn't do it himself. He doesn't. He no. My God, are you serious? He would never the what you call the black man. They never, hey, we're going to take this time of year and this is what we're going to do this time. The people who you call African American would never do that ever. They'll be sitting on the sideline waiting for instructions. Isn't that African American, black, whatever you guys call yourselves now? No, they don't do stuff like that. What they will do, wait a minute, hopefully this is Miss Mac. She's having some problems coming on. So we're gonna go ahead if it because you really gotta hear this expose she does on Mike Vick. It's gonna blow you away. And again, this is what we do. How somebody sets standards. Dog fighting, the people who put him in jail are the same people who run human fighting. Uh-huh. Hmm? She's going to show you how that's what Michael Vick and his people been doing since time immemorial. See, you got to remember, this is the African American we're dealing with. They do what they're told to do, nothing else. All he was doing was working within his culture. And she's going to explain. So if she can't do that in the next few minutes, we're going to go ahead and postpone this for tomorrow night, same time, because I don't want to waste your time. So um so where are we in time space continuum now? So they're calling this New Year, but is it really? Because remember, if your mind is leading the rest of your body to go to another place, that means uh, you're under control. And see what you've probably heard these last 24 hours is Happy New Year, and people responding to that command when it's nowhere the fuck near New Year's. You're in the dead of winter. You, when I say the African American is seriously, it has been turned from his former self. I'm serious. This is what we do. We get off balance. We don't even live within nature. I mean, that'd be the first thing we should be able to tell right there. We're not, that's the first thing. That ain't the first thing that a deer teaches you. That ain't the first thing that a bird teaches you. Get this new entity here acclimated to nature, his natural surroundings immediately, right? So we don't even think about that. Get what first thing? Air. Get the baby some air. The baby tries to suck in all the oxygen in the world on his first breath. So he's getting acclimated with his environment. Then what does the baby do? This is the cope. This is why I'm saying, um, when you realize how dumb the African American has been made, you'll be serious. You can't say anything. What does the baby do? Soon as he's given to his mother, right there. No more, no one. Vic is not lost. And this is what I'm showing you now. He's not lost. He didn't do nothing wrong. All those other people who was dog fighting around where Michael Vick lived, that's what they did there. See, they didn't show you that. You didn't question it. You just followed wherever they pointed the camera. That's how the African American thinks. If he's not doing that, his mind is not moving at all. And no, I don't mean there's millions. There's millions of indigenous people around here who see the game. They was on the game when they was taking you from Negro to black. They was on the game when they was taking you from color to Negro. Oh, you got millions. But I'm saying, and like again, this we don't figure stuff out for ourselves. We don't get with families and friends like we used to. We get with all these other groups, all these other social groups, and confuses everything. Well, now you're not learning nothing from people in your family, nothing from your source. You've done that before. You've seen met one of your relatives and they tell you something about the family that you had not you never thought of. How come we don't do that more? Why don't we do that? I'm talking all of us. Why do we take other people's holidays and celebration and treat them as though if they're our own? Hmm, I see you out there. What is the purpose? And this is for the Negroes, really. And ask them when you get a chance, because many of them, if you showed them a brain, they wouldn't know what it was. Why are you showing off all of your military, what you have in your military, when they have spotters all over the city to pinpoint where that artillery is coming from? Why do we do that? Wasting ammunition, wasting ammunition. This shows you how where we're at. This shows you where we're at. And no, this just wasn't where I was. Damn near everybody that called me today said it was happening in their neighborhood. So what is that? What is it that we can't, in a world that's like it is, why are we always doing the opposite? Is there a reason for that? Is there a reason for that? Well, it looks like she's not going to make it. So, since this was our presentation, we don't want to short you on this because we said we're going to do it. We're going to do it tomorrow, the same time. Okay, and you're not going to want to miss this, because Michael Vick is presented in the wrong. That's like you see how people put their dog. You know how people say a dog is a part of their family, and now it's acceptable. Here, you would never. Your grandmama would never let a dog in her house, would she? No. I mean, it all depends on how old your grandmother is. If your grandmother's 50, then no. I'm talking about the old school grandmas. And y'all know who I'm talking about right there. The one that keeps her house cleaner than a tip of a pen. Her. But now we cool with it. Michael Vick is presented as an African American. He's not an African American. If he would have presented himself as himself, who his people are, Michael Vick is not an African. Michael Vick is not black. People say, well, he is black. He's not darker than the hair on his face. You see what I'm saying? How we never think about nothing? Had Michael Vick claimed who he was, none of that shit wouldn't even happen. So we gonna run that to you tomorrow. Check it out. Get you out of a whole lot of about a whole lot of bullshit. It'll get you out of. So look, we're gonna go ahead and end now because I told Lisa 15 minutes. I'm gonna call her and see what's up with her. And we'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Peace.